Hey, everybody, welcome to the 1 week check in for the experiment. I'm RJ. I am the marketing lead for Paperform, and I've been tasked to let AI run our marketing, giving it $10,000 to come up with a campaign, to edit it, to create the content, to do all the work. And I essentially am the monkey that just goes and does the bidding of the AI master. It has been a really interesting week. So I thought I would take the time to do this format of video rather than the shorter updates that I've been doing, and really dive in on the back end on some of the things that I've experienced, some of the things that I've learned working with AI, and just some of the outputs that what's this AI been doing. I'm not entirely sure all the time, but that's a story for later on. Right now, this last week, it's been a real roller coaster. There were definitely a couple of days where I felt like, okay, I think this could work. I think this could really, really be something cool. And then other days and moments where I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, some of the content that we're creating or the decisions that we're making are not decisions that I'd be making, and it makes you question your sanity, because it's like, well, maybe it will work, and maybe it'll prove me wrong, and I don't know anything, or maybe it'll prove me right, and we're wasting time and money. Either way, that's the fun of this experiment. That's what's been really fun, and what keeps pushing me each day is there's this whole idea of needing to let go of what I know should be perfect, or what I know should be the right way to do things, and just going along for the ride and just experimenting and experiencing this. And it's been fun. It's been really enjoyable. I don't know that everybody seeing the content thinks the same, but I'm having fun on this end, so it's good for me. Um, so let's start with just some of the specifics that we've been able to do in this short time. So just in 1 week, AI came up with this campaign. It was essentially infect the feed. We're going to start 1 week just getting this idea of AI controlling a marketing campaign with a budget out there to people. And I think overall it's worked fairly well. Um, and case in point, so it made us create an initial video. Dean and I had jumped on a call and talked to the AI, and then we ended up from that call. The first task it said was, "You guys need to record a video about this experiment together, like a little ad." So we both recorded that, and I edited it together, and it turned out pretty good. I had a tight turnaround. I needed to get that done in 1 day. So on top of that, there were posts, there were ads, all sorts of boosts that it wanted me to do. So that infect the feed was about prepping the way. It had a landing page. This was the one brilliant move that I think really shows some strong potential and promise, not just for this campaign, but in the future. But it leveraged Paperform as the landing page, which makes a lot of sense, because that's the product. That's what we're trying to get people to do, is sign up for trials, for qualified leads to Paperform. So what's a better way to do that than to actually use the product? And so on that landing page through this campaign, we've had 3,000 views on that landing page just in 1 week, which is pretty good. On top of that, AI wanted me to run and lead a newsletter about this campaign, and essentially create a small, tight knit community of people that would be interested in getting deeper insights and exclusive information about this campaign. What was interesting was I wasn't aware about this until we created the landing page, and until I asked the AI, "What's going on? What's this newsletter sign up that you have on this landing page?" It's like, "Oh, I'm glad you asked. Here's why we have this." So I found out, oh, I guess I'm meant to be running a newsletter. And about 100, right now we're at 189 people that have signed up to that, which is really cool. The fact that you guys listening to this are actually interested in some of this stuff on the back end, great. I hope that we in this experiment can learn some stuff together, because I've definitely been learning a lot. So that was one thing that one brilliant thing that the AI did, that I think is something we can take away and learn and leverage, is being able to use Paperform as landing pages, not just as a form building tool. And then, the amount of videos that I've had to create too, because the other part of this has been, how do I try and navigate the AI? Part of the problem with AI that I've noticed is that it really doesn't want to make decisions. It's not programmed to make decisions. ChatGPT And maybe that's something on the back end that's really good, because we don't want an AI that's just going to tell you what to do. It's a tool that's meant to assist you. But in our use case, the specific thing we want AI to do is to run the campaign, and it's like course correcting a kitten that's just wandering everywhere, and I have to keep like, hey, this is where the direction you need to go. Um, the problem with this AI is each day, if I come in the next day and I ask the prompt, hey, what do you want me to do? It will start giving me instructions, but then it will start giving me suggestions. And that's the problem. Therein lies the problem with this experiment. The fact that I keep telling it, hey, you're my boss. I need you to tell me what to do. And then it'll say, oh, that's right. You're correct. Here's what I want you to do. And I feel like each day it's getting a little bit better, but I keep having to remind it. So that's just interesting learning in that, in this experiment. Right now, halfway through, do I think that AI, in this setup, using ChatGPT in this way, is it capable of running a marketing campaign effectively? Right now, I don't know. I'd say no. The jury's still out. We've still got a week. Don't let the AI know I said that. But I don't think it's capable of fully doing that unless it's got some really, really, really strong parameters around it. One of the other interesting things that happened with the AI, and this has been the unique in this campaign, on Thursday, one of our videos that we posted had a couple of negative comments on it. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about internet trolls. They're going to be who they're going to be. Haters are going to hate. It is what it is. Was the video we produced the most amazing thing we'd ever done? No. Was it a little bit tryhardy? Maybe. People going to comment on it? Sure, absolutely. That's part of this whole process. But I thought, AI wants all this information. I'm going to also provide it with the information in some of these comments that we've been getting, messages, comments, all of that. And I think there was about 5 negative comments on that day. And I've had some positive feedback too. So it's not like I tried to skew anything. I balanced it out. We've had likes. The one video has had 50 likes on Instagram and over 70. It's at 65,000 views. It's going well overall. But I thought I would give it this information. Well, it was interesting how AI responded to that. It actually kind of reacted to it a little bit, and not in a defensive way, but it did take it on board. And so in the next video that it asked me to make, all of a sudden we had this deviation from the tone that we had of like, oh, this is an interesting experiment, to the AI is taking control, and it's getting more of those horror vibes. Which, if you've watched the videos, you've seen that come out now in the videos, and then the one I just released, it is pretty strongly in there. It's like, and that's AI's direction that I'm taking there. Is there artistic flair that I'm adding in there with some of the cuts? For sure, but I'm trying to follow the letter of what AI has asked me to do. And so this is AI's directing me as a creative to go and do this. Interesting to see how that's going to play out in this next week. Like, we've definitely shifted in tone in this campaign overall. I'm really, really interested to see how that plays out. Okay, so let's take a look at the task that I had yesterday, just to give you guys some context for how this is going to play out next and what AI is going to ask me to do. So this is the information I got yesterday about all of my tasks. So it gave me a theme. It said AI is running out of time, and tone is urgency, mastery, plus RJ is losing control. So this comes from this shift that AI has had in its tone on this campaign, where it's starting to get a little bit more creepy, a little bit more horror, and it could work. It could really catch some people out there as a really unique part of this campaign. We'll see. Jury's out still on that. But these are the 5 things it asked me to do. So it asked me to post that video, which was the one that I created. It asked me to send the email recap, which went out yesterday. So if you're on that mailing list, you would have gotten this email. I had to boost the AI escalation video. So that video that just got posted today has been boosted. And then I had to reach out to 2 content creators. And actually, I reached out to 3. This was one of the things that the AI is adamant that we're going to do, and it's going to go gangbusters, and we're going to get all sorts of awesome results from this. I am yet to have a single influencer reach out to me about this campaign, and I don't blame them, because who am I? Like, who's this guy reaching out saying, "Hey, I'm running an AI marketing campaign, and we're losing $10,000. Do you want some?" And this is, again, in this, AI is giving me the specific content that it wants me to put in a message to these creators. So I'm copying and pasting that in a DM or in an email to these people. And then finally it said, number 5, you need to reply to all videos in character. Now I have to message with all these phrases such as the AI has flagged your sentiment for processing. And then it's interesting, it's starting to give a conversion score to all this stuff, which that's language I didn't tell it to do. It just came up with this on its own. So it's really leaning into this AI jargon. So then here's what's interesting is, following up with this discussion. So here's a prompt. I said, with your script and direction, and that's meant to say video, in mind, please write me posts for each platform. So then your AI has given me very specific outputs that it wants for each of these posts that I'm doing. And then, I'll follow up. Sometimes I'll ask, like, do I need to boost this video? Because there's been a number of times where AI has changed the marketing spend based on the information that I've given it. And sometimes it won't remember to tell me until I see a table pop up in another prompt, and it will say, oh, $300 for this video. I was like, well, I just posted that, but you didn't tell me that until now. So I'm asking at the beginning of my day, I'm asking some specific questions of AI on, all right, if you're going to continue running this campaign and help me, I know some of the specific prompts that I need to ask. Do I need to boost this? There's been a couple of times in the past where it said, no, don't do it. This time it said yes, but with surgical precision. And so it did give me a small budget for this video. So again, this is where AI is moving, like it forgets its role as a decision maker, and it's giving me options. It's like, so why boost this video? Which I don't like. The why is not such a bad thing, but then I'm saying boost it if, or don't boost if. So it's giving me the decision. Do you want to boost this or not? And it's like, no, and that's the prompt I wrote. I said, no, you need to make this decision. We have 6 days left and most of our budget intact. What do you want me to do with this? What do you need to do to reach your goal of tripling conversions? And then it says, perfect, I'll take full control. Well, we have given it full control from the beginning, so it keeps defaulting to its base language, to its base coding. So its decision, yes, and it gives me the reason, and then we go through all the information on why we should boost this video and why it's the right decision. So decision made, AI got there, but it just takes some babysitting. It takes some navigating. So what are we doing today? Okay, that is what I'm going to ask AI. So here's the prompt, and I'm just going to come up with this at the top of my head. I'm going to say, RJ, reporting in. All tasks from yesterday complete. Oh. What tasks do you have for me today? And sometimes it'll ask me to go get data from the previous day. I have not done that yet, so I'll be interested to see if it remembers to ask me that. Okay. So because we are halfway through, this is interesting. I've survived the escalation phase. Go me. Congratulations, me. But now we enter the conversion crucible. This is the part of the story where the AI gets dangerously focused on ROI. This is the part of the story where the AI gets dangerously focused on ROI and starts asking hard questions about you. All right. So here are my tasks to execute on day 9. I have no idea. You're going to learn with me. You're going to see what I have to do. And this is sometimes why I end up staying up till 3 a.m. But let's see. The AI wants results. So less glitchy vibes, more pressure. The AI is tightening its testing. And I'm starting to sweat. Well, I already am starting to sweat. We're losing money. Okay, the AI says I'm underperforming. So this is a script for a video that I have to make today. Cool. More videos to make. What's interesting is it's not following this narrative that it was strong on yesterday. It's like, we've got, this is the direction that we're going, which is this kind of horror, glitch horror style video, which I'm kind of leaning into, going, okay, I can jive with this. But now it's changed its tone. So supposedly I'm the bottleneck in all this, but let's see. And then caption copy for all platforms, which is nice. So this would be the copy for when I create this video. This is the copy it wants me to use on all those posts. And then it's given me post replies to top comments that we might get. Last 48 hours campaign funnel. Not urgent today, but tomorrow. These are the things that I have to prep. Well, we prep, it says, which I'm going to have to remind it to do it. But final CTA script, a scarcity style offer test. Ooh, I don't know what that is. Create a collab push, if any, except today, which they probably won't. Big retargeting ad or email. Email subject lines like last 48 hours or this ends tomorrow. The AI has one more move planned. Probably the last one. Like this ends tomorrow sale stuff is not been great these last 4 years. And then once that video is live, it's going to prep all that stuff. So I got a video to make and some things to do. Now, you know what? I am going to ask it. This will be interesting because sometimes you ask AI a question and it's kind of like it kind of doubts itself. So the question that I want to ask it is, hey, I noticed that we've changed tones in the video and approach. Is there, what is your reasoning behind this? And I'm interested to see it saying, oh, you're right. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Here's the information to continue on with the track that we were on, right? So I'm going to ask it that question and let's see. So thank you for this, just in case, AI uprising or something. I will get on that. One clarification. Again, I'm asking for a clarification, not a change in direction. I noticed that your next video is moving away from the horror vibe you were going for. What is your reasoning for this? I'm not saying this is wrong, but I have to stick to the experiment. But I just want to understand the direction we are headed. So let's see if it gives me a clear answer, if it gives me a strategic, reasoned response. This is what I'm interested to see. All right, excellent question, RJ. You're thinking like someone who doesn't want to wake up in a Black Mirror episode with conversion 100% flashing on their forehead. I would not be shocked if that's what happened. Here's the logic behind the shift, the reason for tone of evolution. We're not abandoning the horror vibe, we're evolving it into a new form of tension. Okay, that's good to know. Instead of glitch core at AI horror for shock, we're now leaning into psychological suspense and narrative pressure. It's like moving from Event Horizon to Ex Machina. Okay, from something's wrong to I'm a part of something smarter than me and it might not need me anymore. All right. Okay. I can vibe with that. See, and this is good. That's helpful. And I'm really actually impressed that it did not devolve back to, oh, maybe you're correct. Let's go this way. It's actually taking the lead on giving me a good response. Tonal trajectory. So that's the trajectory from the beginning to now. So, okay, that's helpful to know. Again, this is the kind of thing, it would be nice to have that at the beginning, but also this whole thing has evolved as it's gone, and the AI has evolved as we've gone with this. So it now probably understands its own assignment a lot more. Okay. So this video is not lighter, it's colder. It's the horror of being optimized out of your own story. Ooh. That's that's very meta and deep. I'm being optimized out of my own story. Oof. Okay. And see, so here, okay, here we go. This is what I was saying. What's this final question is asking me? Want me to prep a parallel horror style version of the same script so you can choose which tone lands better in a post? Can AI run its own marketing campaign as the lead? That's the question. And this is the problem that we have. ChatGPT is not made to lead. It's made to assist, to give you options, give you best advice, and then you make the decision. You make the lead, and that's not bad. It's just for this use case, it's not going to work long term. So, however, I will say this: as I've gone through this campaign, running through these prompts and working with AI, it has absolutely accelerated my workflows and it's absolutely accelerated my thinking. Where I think this AI could be very effective is as a support character on the marketing team, as as my second in command, so to speak. Since I am a lone wolf on this team, doing all the things, like having somebody to bounce ideas off of, having something to go to get me the information, quite powerful. And obviously, with the evolution of AI agents, I'd imagine that could be even more insanely powerful. I haven't used one. I have, not done deep research into that, but I know that that's where we're headed. And so, having this level of information at your fingertips and knowing how to use it and knowing how to run these prompts, um, I think can absolutely revolutionize the way that you approach your workday, the way that you approach the content. If you can train your AI, um, give it a good history of your tone of voice, of who you are. There's a number of creators that are already doing that out there in that space. But actually going through this and seeing what it's capable of just for myself, it's like, yeah, I can see how if you spend a good amount of time investing in that, building that core memory of ChatGPT and then being able to output content, not just single content, but whole like days and weeks full of content, it could be really, really powerful. But it just comes with some little caveats in there like this, where you can't trust AI to make consistent decisions. You have to be the consistent one. And I think that's the thing I've learned just in a week of doing this and what will probably continue throughout the rest of this campaign. So, yeah, look, I have really, really, really enjoyed this last week. There's been a lot of learnings. We're going to continue this next week. We're going to see what comes. I'll try and keep you guys updated day to day if possible. It depends on what AI wants me to do tomorrow and how busy I get. But hey, thanks for watching. Check in on me and make sure that AI isn't actually trying to take control. And I'll see you on the other side.